As you know that computer is an electronic machine, uses electricity to perform. Computer has various components. The components of computers are divided into input devices and output devices. Here you will see that input devices are example like mouse, the keyboard, the webcam, and we have the touch screen where I will just touch the right up and down. You will find that it is a touch screen. The joystick, you have the stick where you can scroll your mobile screen. And also we have the microphone, like I'm using now the microphone, which is also inputting my voice into the system. We have the optical pen where we can draw or we can write something inside the screen of the computer. These are the ways which we send message into our computer or our mobile. So these are categorized into the input devices. Now we come to the output devices. The output devices are those devices which give out the result to the user after they have command or ask for information from the input devices. Then the response will take place from the output devices. That is the monitor teaching you from the display, which is the monitor, which is the result of the output. And we have the speaker which where you get the output of my lecture. That gives us the output, which is called the output device. We have the printer where we print our paper, our document, or our photo, anything which we need as a hard copy. So we have the projector, which we are doing the project work, which can be viewed into a giant screen. We have the headset where we use the earphone or the headset for to hear any information which is coming as input device. We have also the plotters, which is also part of the output device. So from the output device, we also have many other things that are coming up. We finish with the component. We are going to look into more details of how the computer as a whole are organized, okay? And moreover, I want to stress first onto the categories of the CPU, because we just now we have termed all the keyboard, the monitor, and everything as input and output device. But what about the CPU? The CPU is the main heart of the computer, which is the overall control, the overall execution or management of the computer as a whole. So the CPU, it is not only an input or output device, but CPU is called an IP or cycle because it will take the input from the user, giving from the keyboard or the mouse, whichever information they ask the CPU to process. Find the sum of two numbers. So it will take the inputs of the two numbers and then it to assign it to its control unit where it will decide whether it is a calculation. Arithmetic logic unit will take the calculation and give back the output from the screen or from your microphone or everywhere. So this output process also is taken place from the CPU. So that's why a CPU is overall function. It has the overall management of the computer where it takes the input, it processes and give back the output, similar to our brain. Whatever I'm giving you information, you listen, you take the input from your ears, okay? So that input goes to your brain. Your brain is like the CPU. It processes whatever I'm asking you, I'm giving you information. And when you store my information in the brain, then later you give it as an output device in your exam or anything that is needed to produce the output. The main part of the CPU, we have the memory part, control unit, the arithmetic logic unit, and the visual display unit, which is called a monitor. So we will come back here and I will show you the details of these categories where we will learn more about the CPU. Here we see that the CPU gets the information from the keyboard or the mouse, then it sends back to the control unit. After it sends to the control unit will check whether it is need to process or not. If it is not needed to process, but just giving whatever you type on the CPU, then it goes to store in the memory unit. Else, then the memory unit restore back to the control unit, where if it has to do any calculation, it sends to the arithmetic logic unit, where it will perform their calculation, and then it will give back the output from the visual display unit, which is called the monitor or the printer, wherever the output is necessary. So now we come back to the next point, that is the hardware and software. As you know, the component of the computer is categorized into hardware and software. So basically, just now we have spoken about the hardware of the computer, which is the component of the computer, which categorized into the input and output devices. These devices are known as hardware because hardware is that parts of the computer which we can see and touch. So now we come back to the software. Software, as you know, they are the programs of the computer, because a set of instruction that is given to the computer as a code or as a program, it is called a software. And software are those particular things in the computer which we can only see. Of course, we can see Microsoft Word, we can see other software, but we cannot touch them. We cannot touch the program, So these are categorized as a software. For example, like the program, like the television program, the serials or the movies that you are watching. These are called the program. So these people who perform the program, of course, you can see them, you can listen to them, of course, but can you touch them? You cannot touch inside the hardware, whatever they are specified inside. So these type of program, they are called software. So software, we have three types of software. That is the system software, the application software, and the compiler software. What is the system software? The system software, from its own word, it means the software which we are going to need inside our computer systems. In order to run the computer systems, we need the operating software. These operating software are also categorized as operating systems or operating software. These operating software is the backbone of the functioning of the computer as a whole. Operating software manage the flow of this program, because we have to install first this operating system software so that they can hold the program and allow the program to function according to its applications. These operating software are the main backbone of the computer software. So like, for example, I will television. We also have various program in our television. We have the Star Movie, the Star World. We have the Color TV. We have ZTV. We have many other program inside our television. Likewise, without the operators, how will you get these channels, this program? First of all, before operating our television, we need to assign with any operating operators, like, for example, we have the cable operators, like the cables operators handle our channels, our programs, with channels, with program, we register with him. In that way, through these cable operators, we get the various channels or the program. And if not the cable operator, we are having the satellite dish TV, we have the Airtel, we have the Geo, we have many other digital discs right now, which again manage our channels program. So in the same way, we have the internet, which we have various programs like which support the Netflix, the Prime Video, and so on. So these are the operating software which we must have first at the base in order to be able to run the other programs. Okay, so in the same way, we have our computer operating system software in that way, so that it can manage and control our other software programs. So now we come back to the application software. From the word application itself, we know that computer has its own capabilities, abilities, which it is applicable to do different jobs. It is applicable to hold different jobs in different categories. For example, we have the generalized package like MS Office, Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office holds the other program software like MS Word, PowerPoint, MS Excel, we have MS Access, we have MS Outlook, and so on. These are called general packages, generalized packages, because it takes the packages into one office suites. And we also have the other software, like if we want to do if we want to do painting, we have MS Paint, separate application software. We also, if we wish to do account, we have Tally. So Tally is accountable only for doing account and so on. And we also have other software like the programming software like Java, C programming, C++. They have their own application software. These have the separate software. If we need the web development software, we need the JavaScript, we need the VB script, we will need the XML, we will need Python, we will need various other software for our web development. So we will come back to the next part of software, that is the compiler software. The compiler software is that part of software which act as an intermediator between the user and the bare machine. Suppose we are doing any program, any programming language, we are typing the code. Our code is like an assembly language code, the English code, like hash include stdio.h, which is the C programming code. It is a pre-directive representative where we are calling the C programming to perform any function. So these type of coding, the printf statement, the scanf statement, the the class of the JavaScript, all these codes, which is a combination in the programming software, these codes cannot run alone in the system. We need these source program which we are working on to convert it into the machine language, which is the low level language which the computer system is working on. It will compile and translate into the machine language. And again, when the machine has process whatever or execute whatever functions we are given for the program to execute, it will give back its solution to the compiler, and the compiler hence will send back the result as our output in our understandable language. So this is called a compiler software, which acts as an intermediate connection between the user and the bare machine to work in a friendly environment, to be able to do the program in a systematic way. To the various types of computer. We have the various types of computers, which is the supercomputer based from the largest computer, the most fastest computer, and the expensive computer is the supercomputer, which is based on the consideration of overall functioning of the computer. They are used for scientific and engineering application that can support enormous amount of data and calculation. It is overall the most powerful computer among the various types of computer. We have next, apart from the supercomputer, we have the mainframe computer. The mainframe computer is the next second largest computer compare with the supercomputer, and the speed of the mainframe computer is also like the little less than the supercomputer. It is used in the fields of big fields of universities like the banking institution, the stocks exchange, the insurance companies are some example using the mainframe server for large amount of data, like in the bank they used to represent this mainframe computer using the ATM transaction, financial transactions, client and employee record, extra support, 100+ user at a time. It is used in any types of organization which require fast data and fast execution. So next to the mainframe computer, which is later a more lower range than the mainframe, we have the mini computer. The mini computers are used in scientific and computation business. I mean, the big business transaction process used in handling and manipulating large amount of database, which can support up to 200 multiple users at a time with 2 or more processor. I mean, the processor is a very big processor. It doesn't mean when I say super, when I say big, it means the physical size is big. No, the word big, large, it means the memory size, the storage size, which is enormous, which is of higher space, which is of very high speed. This is the term which we mean when we say big and super. It means the memory size, the storage size, and the performance of the computer. Next to this mini computer, the lowest range of the computers are the microcomputers, which we are using every day in our daily life. They are called the smallest and the cheapest among the former computers. They are used for general purposes like workplace, like we are doing now. The microcomputer has been used for applications like data in a very minimal way, in the word processing and data processing. We also have the spreadsheet, the communication database, graphics, and they are common computer which we work presently. The microcomputers has its own has its own link or has its other branch, that is like the desktop computer which we are using everywhere in school, college, etc. We have the laptop which we are using in our homes, business, etc. We have the pamphlet, the tablet, the notebook. We also have the mobile gadget, like a mobile technology, the iPhone, these parts of computer which link to the PC, like a link to the PC which resemble the PC, but it originate from the microcomputer. These have large amount of RAM for heavy graphic, extra for parallel processing, which we are capable of running our apps or running our day-to-day tasks like we are performing today. So these are the microcomputer which we are using now and as our daily life. You can see that we have these desktop, we have the tablet and everything. So we also have these categories of the microcomputer. Finish with the types of computer. Now we come back to the next level, that is getting inside the system. I'll take you inside the system so you can see the introduction of the computer system. So now we have here the taskbar, where we have the shortcut program of what we are using here. We have the system tray to the right with display the date and time, and our icons which we have the shortcuts of the program. These icons which are here in the desktop are the shortcut to the application program. This is called the desktop. So let us open at least one information, like any application which we will like to open. For example, we go to the PC, we have more options. We have the property of our PC, where you will find the system, the Bluetooth device, and these are all the apps which we are using. It is displayed here in this PC system. So now we have one more thing, which we will come to our folder. We have these drive, which we have the C drive and the D drive, where these are called the drive which we store a software, which we store a program. They are called the drive. And inside this drive, let's see the local D, we have our folder. These are the folders which we save our document, which we save our work. These application work which we are running inside the computer, they are called the file. They are called the file inside the program. So let us see how we can create our folder. How do we create a folder? We can create a folder by going to this file new. We have these options. So we can choose folder options and type any name, trial name, which we are going to name our folder. Double click on the folder, and then when the folder is open, the trial folder is open, then after it's open, you can type the file name and click save. So let us try to run one file name. Suppose I'm opening Microsoft Word and here I'm typing hello world. I would like to see if this hello world. We go to save as. Why we are going to do save as? Because you know that it is document one. This document has not been saved formally. So now we are going to save it for the first time. That's why we need the save as option. If we save the save as option, it specify that we are saving the document for the first time, which we are going to save in our folder. Where is the folder which I create as trial? The folder is in the drive. So let's open the drive D. I keep a folder name trial. So this is my name, my folder. I will double click the folder, and then the trial will get open. When the trial it gets open, that means my folder is open and the file hello world will be saved inside. So let us save. So the file hello world has been saved. Okay, so now if I want to write some more, welcome to computer basic tutorial. I will wish to update this. Save. I will no longer need save as because it's already saved as hello world formally. So I will just update, I'll just need to update on the save option. Okay, so that's it. That is how we save our file. In the next class, we will learn about Microsoft Words and the other applications of the Office suite. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a nice time. Any questions that you need to ask or any clarification that you need to ask, feel free to text me personally, and I can even assure you that I can give you 100% knowledge, even one-to-one personal coach. Thank you.